Hello, everybody. Here we are back for another week of UFC. This week, don't expect me to pronounce these names anywhere as close to how they're supposed to be. So, before we get started, I want to first of all, I just want to thank everybody that's been following me. It's been a slow process. Starting to get a couple more, subscribers and stuff like that, and a couple more views. Just trying to be a little more consistent at this. And first note is UFC starts at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, um, since they are in China. So, um, knowing that, I would advise you to get all your plays in this evening, just in case you don't get up in time to do them. And I wanted to try to get this video out yesterday, but I just didn't have a chance to. And plus, a lot of the lines weren't out. Like a lot of them didn't come out till like late last night and even this morning. I'm still waiting on a significant price, a significant strike prop to drop for Charles Johnson, and I'm not even sure if it's going to drop. Um, I just thought it was a good spot for him. If it's not above like 65 or so, I mean he's gone over 60, I believe, in 5 out of his last 6 fights. So even if you could get it with a parlay piece at like 50 plus or something like that, that'd be a good look. But I just don't think any books are going to offer it. The only strike props I'm seeing are for the main card. So saying that, let's get started with our first fight of the night. Sadie Balidev versus Nurgazawa, or ever how you say his name. Sadie Balidev is going to be the better boxer. He's going to have better hands, faster hands. He's also got a really good chin on him, so I really like for him to be the minute winner here. And I do lean for this fight to go over, which if you want to take a stab with the over 2.5 at like a minus 115 range, I don't hate that at all. It's it's going to be a stay away for me on betting wise, but on pick wise, it's Sadie Balidev, and I lean for him to get the win by decision. So that's pretty much all I got in that one. A lot of these are going to be quick in and outs because I don't have a huge take on a lot of them. And then we got Zhao versus Young Woo. This one here, Zaya is a very good striker, and Young Woo should look to take this to the mat. Now, I will say, if he's successful on getting it to the mat, his takedown prop could be a good line if you can find it. Problem is, I can't find it as of yet. So if it opens up at like over 1.5 or even over 2.5, I would probably heavily consider taking it. I think he's going to be able to get it to the mat. So I really like him. And once again, I like the over in this one too. So I lean Young Woo by decision and takedown props. But it's a no bet for me. Then on our next fight, we got Yiza versus Wilson. This is pretty much a squash match, in my opinion. I wasn't going to have a wager on this at all because Yiza's submission prop is like a minus 175. But then I came up with a tricky, sneaky way of betting this, and this is how I'm going to do it. So this is an actual official play for me. It's going to be Yiza by submission and the fight to go over a half a round. So basically, all we're hoping for is that Wilson can fight off a takedown for the first minute. If he can or even just fight off his hands for, a couple of minutes and then get to the halfway point of the first round. The over 1.5 is a plus 105, so the over half a round is pretty likely. And to cut your juice down from a minus 175 on a submission prop all the way down to plus money, I think it's worth a shot. So I'm going to take that over half a round and win by submission plus 105. And then we've got next fight, we've got Pereira versus Dawkins. I have used Pereira in a parlay, but it's not a parlay that I'm pulling up on here. But I'll just say what the parlay is. It's Pereira, Rongzhu, and Mingyang Zhang plus 131. I played that like on Monday. So I do like Pereira to get the win here. I think he's going to be better on the feet. He's going to have more power. I think Dawkins' only shot is to get a submission. I don't think he gets it there. I really like Pereira to find a knockout at some point in this fight. So that's my take on that fight. And then the next one, we've got Rongzhu versus Hubbard. I like Rongzhu a lot in this one. I think Rongzhu is just going to be better everywhere. But Hubbard is pretty tough. I mean, he's a dog. He's going to fight for your money. He's not an easy out. He's not someone that's going to get knocked out easily. So I see this fight going long, but I see Rongzhu being better on the feet. I see him being a little bit better on the mat also. And I like Rongzhu as a parlay piece. And this is what I played on this fight here. My single on this fight is Rongzhu versus Hubbard fight to be won by unanimous decision minus 120. If you prefer to just take Rongzhu by decision at a minus 105 or minus 110, I don't hate that at all either, because I do like Rongzhu to get the win, but I'm taking like the safety valve kind of where either fighter can win it. It's just got to be by unanimous decision at a minus 120. I think that's pretty good value. And then we've got Kavanaugh versus Johnson. We got Kavanaugh, who's a solid prospect here. I just don't like the Charles Johnson matchup. I think it's a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too soon. I do lean Johnson as a heavy dog at a plus 170. I'm not playing it, but both of these are very good strikers. I expect this fight to stay on the feet also. So like I said before I even started breaking down the card, if you can find significant strike props for either one of these fighters, I like them. I like both sides. I like this. I mean, it's projected to go all 3 rounds. So if you can find a significant strike prop on one of these two, play it. I mean, if you got underdog fantasy, I wouldn't hate playing this fight and the Boras fight over on their strikes. I don't hate that at all. So that's my take on that fight. And then we got Maheshate versus Young. This fight is another fight that I can see going long. I think this is going to be another back and forth striking affair on the feet. I don't think either fighter is really going to look to wrestle much. And I think this is another one that could, I don't know much about these two, but this is another one that I think if you could find significant strike props, you could cook up some pretty good parlays. I just can't find any on any of them, unfortunately. I do like this fight to go a little bit longer. Like I said, I do lean Young, but it's a no play for me. And then next fight we got Nurajai versus Crosby. This is more than likely another squash match. I'm staying away from this one though, but I do like Nurajai to get the win. He should dominate. I think the over 1.5 in this one's like something stupid, like a plus 175. A really good safe parlay piece would be the under 2.5 rounds, or if you could find a halfway decent number on fight not to go the distance. Nurji has never gone the distance, and Kiefer Crosby, I think he's seen better days, and I think whoever wins is going to get a finish, but I expect it to be Nurji. I expect it to be by knockout more than likely. But it's a no bet for me. Then one of my favorite fights to target of the night is Sumer Derje versus Kevin Borjas. I don't mind Kevin Borjas as a underdog at a plus 145 to plus 150. I think this fight is going to stay on the feet. They're both good strikers. They both got good leg kicks. This is going to be a technical back and forth battle, and my official play for this fight here is Kevin Borjas significant strikes over 58.5 minus 115. I've got a little bit over a unit on this so far. I've also got it in a parlay, so this is probably my favorite wager of the week, or I should say my favorite single of the week by far. I've been looking at this. I've been waiting for this to drop the whole week, and it finally did yesterday, and I'm excited that it's 58.5. I really expected it to be 61.5 or 62, something like that, and so it was very nice to see it get dropped at 58.5 significant strikes. I like that a lot. Just to let you know, 60 plus significant strikes on FanDuel is a minus 130. So that 58.5 is on DraftKings, just to let everybody know. And then we've got Sergey Pavlovich versus Cortez Acosta. A lot of people are on the underdog here, but I just can't do it. Pavlovich, all of his losses are to the top of the top. They're to Tom Aspinall. I can't think of my brain is like not remembering right now, but the top Russian heavyweight, can't even think of his name for some reason, and he's one of my favorite heavyweights. But all of his top fights that he's lost are like to the top. It's here. I'm gonna pull them up real quick. Sorry about this. My brain is just not. It's having a brain fart. So here's who he's lost to recently. He's lost to Alexander Volkov. That's who I was trying to think of. He's lost to Tom Aspinall. Those are his only two losses since 2018. And his other one was to Overeem, who's pretty solid, and then we've got Acosta, this is who he's fought. Spivak, Ryan Spann, who really was just moving up from light heavyweight to heavyweight. Despaigne, who's a small heavyweight. And then Arvlasky and Breshki. Who has he beaten other than Spivak is decent, but he's not on the Pavlovich level. I mean, if it wasn't for Pavlovich's 2 losses to Volkov and Aspinall, well, what would he be in this fight? A minus 500? Minus 400? I feel like we're getting a discount at a minus 265. I have not played him yet, but I'm really close to pulling the trigger. I do lean for the fight to at least start second round though, which some people might say that would favor Acosta, but I'm not so sure about that. So I like Pavlovich on the money line. He's a minus 265 though, so you can't really play him there. You got to find other ways to play him or play him in a parlay. I have not played him in a parlay yet, but I don't hate it at all. I do like for him to get the win. Now we've got Brian Ortega versus Sterling. In case you don't know, which I'm sure most people do, Ortega had a horrible weight cut, and I think they did whatever they could to save this fight. So I heard that he went to the hospital, which is actually a good thing for him because he was probably able to get hooked up to IVs and get some fluids into him. I don't have any worries about Ortega coming in like drained though. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying he's going to be drained, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Well, the fight's at catch weight now at 153 pounds instead of 145. So, and he's gonna have almost 36 hours to get fluids into him. Now, I do still like Sterling a lot in this fight, and I was gonna have a single on this fight. I was gonna be playing Sterling minus 5.5 on the point system at a minus 110. But that has moved from a minus 110 to a minus 150. If it moves back at all, play it. But I'm not playing it at a minus 150. I'd be more apt to play Sterling maybe for a couple of takedowns and then on the money line, or just, you know what? Actually, Pavlovich and Sterling money line parlay isn't that bad. Or a Sterling Zhang parlay. I mean, the odds wouldn't be the best, but you know, I like both of them though. I like Sterling to get the win. Going back to that fight because I really didn't talk about it much. He's just going to be better everywhere. Or Ortega's going to want to wrestle, but Sterling's going to be better on the mat than he is, and he's better at jiu-jitsu than he is. So it's just Sterling's going to be better everywhere. So I like him to get the win, and yeah. So that's pretty much it for that fight. Just trying to button something up here. Sorry. And then we've got one last fight to talk about. And then I will also pull up some plays that I got. And this one here will probably be fun for as long as it lasts. The problem is Walker's a punching bag. You know, he uses his face as a punching bag. I do think it can go. It might make it out of the first round. I don't know. But I like Zhang to get a knockout at some point. A couple sneaky plays could be Zhang significant strikes over. He averages 10 significant strikes per minute so far in the UFC. I don't think he's going to average 10 per minute in this fight. But one of my plays is this right here, just for an added little bonus play. This is what I played. Zhang to win by KO, over a half a round, 20 plus significant strikes, plus 165. I thought it was decent plus money. And I also like his significant strike prop over, which is 21.5 significant strikes at a minus 117. So I like both of those. And I like for him to get a knockout at some point. you know, if you want to use fight to end by KO as a parlay piece, I'm seeing it at like minus 500 or so. That's a really good parlay piece. I mean, minus 500 is pretty chalky, but that's a good parlay piece too. So that's kind of what I got on these fights here. And then I'm gonna pull up some of my plays. I had a hard time finding some singles that I liked, and these here are my parlays anyways. So I'm gonna go to the bigger board so I can see it better though. So what I've got here is I've got a 3-piece parlay of round props. These have been my bread and butter since day one. This is where I've made my money. And I got Rangzu versus Hubbard, start round 3. Zaya versus Young, Wu, start round 3. Maheshate versus Young, over 1.5 rounds, plus 107. I like that a lot. You could, hedge it if you want it on the last leg. That's a good parlay. Then I've got Rangzu by KO/decision and Min Yang Zhang by KO plus 109. And then this is my significant strike prop parlay that I've got approximately 2 units on. I got Borjas, 40 plus significant strikes. Then Sterling and Min Yang just have to outstrike their opponent. That's a plus 112, boosted to a plus 145. And you could hedge the last one if it comes down to it. So then I've got these plays, and I added a couple plays to this at the end just because I felt like I didn't have that many singles this week. So I just added a couple of these. And my first one is my favorite play of the week, Kevin Borjas, over 58.5 significant strikes, minus 115. That's on DraftKings. Rangzu versus Hubbard, fight to be won by unanimous decision, minus 120. That's also on DraftKings. Then if you don't want to play my Ming Zhang Yang parlay, you can play this. Ming Yang Zhang over 21.5 significant strikes, minus 117. That's actually on Bet Rivers. It's 22.5 on DraftKings. Then a little bonus parlay. There's actually 2 of them. I guess you could call the second one a parlay also. And that is Ming Yang Zhang by knockout over a half a round and 20 plus significant strikes, plus 165. Then we got Yaja to win by submission and over a half a round at a plus 105. Those are some pretty good looks, I think. That's what I got for UFC Fight Night Walker versus Zhang. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you want to join my little Discord that I started, there's like almost 20, there's like 20 people in it so far. We can shoot the shit, trade picks, ask questions, whatever. Shoot me a DM and I'll give you the link to it. But I wish everyone the best of luck this weekend, and peace out.